The Little Match Girl. On Christmas Eve that year, it was freezing. It has been snowing continuously for a few days. The bitter cold was in every alley and every corner of the city. There was a little girl carrying a basket filled with matchboxes. She was walking while loudly inviting people to buy her matches. A horse carriage had just passed in a hurry. It went ahead as how it didn't see the girl. She hurriedly avoided it, so small matches in her basket were spilled. Her very old slippers also flew off, and naughty children in the street grasped them. It was a piercing cold day. Her feet swelled and went pale. The darker it was, the colder it was. The snow kept falling down onto the streets. The little match girl tried to suffer under the porch roof to ease the coldness. From time to time, her innocent eyes looked up at the crowd which were indifferently passing, in a half-imploring and half-timid way. It was so strange. She sold the matchbox at a very cheap price, but no one wanted to buy it. Thinking about those days when she had to suffer her alcoholic father's whipping, she shuddered. She started to look through houses onto the roadsides. Each house was filled with happiness and coziness, and was decorated brilliantly. There was a house with colorful sparkling lights, and another house had a Christmas tree with colorful presents. Unconsciously, she swallowed her saliva. She was dizzy. Her hands and feet were shaking. She got colder and hungrier than any other time. The little girl staggered, Christmas music everywhere, and people were relaxed, happy and delightful to celebrate the Day of God. She knelt in a small corner and withdrew her feet into her dress. However, every moment passed, she felt every freezing. At this time, her hands had already been frozen. Therefore, she decided to strike a match. She felt like she was sitting in front of a fireplace. In the fireplace, the fire gave off a soothing, hot steam, and it was really pleasant. As soon as she stretched her leg, the flame was gone, and the fireplace also disappeared. She still sat there, and her hand was holding the ash of the match. When she was tired, she suddenly realized that her father instructed her to sell matches. Tonight, she might be scolded when she goes home. She struck the second match. The wood turned into a prepared table with a lot of food and even a big roast goose. Then the flame went out again. In front of the girl was just a thick and cold wall. She lit the third match. A big Christmas tree appeared, which was decorated more gorgeously than the one she had seen through the glass window of a rich business executive last year. Thousands of glowing and sparkling flames on the fresh green tree and numerous colors seemed to turn off in front of the little girl. She tried to reach it, but the match was put off. All the flames flew off, flew off and turned into a star in the sky. It must be someone who had just been died. She talked to herself, since her grandmother had said before, when there is a star shooting, there is someone flying into eternity. She struck one more match. A green light shone, and she saw clearly that her grandmother was smiling at her. She excitedly sought her grandmother to bring her along. Back in the old days, her grandmother promised that they could meet again if she behaved well. The flame of the match went out, and the illusion also vanished. Therefore, she decided to strike off all the matches in the box. And then she saw her grandmother. She had never ever seen her grandmother beautiful and gentle like that. Her grandmother hugged her, and they flew off together. There would be no hunger, no coldness, and no sorrows that could threaten them. They went to the place of God. The next morning, the snow still covered the ground even when the sun rose. On that cold morning, at a corner, people found a little girl with a rosy cheek, smiling lips. She died on Christmas Eve. Beside her were matchboxes. One of them was all burned. People spread a rumor she might want to warm herself. However, nobody knew the magic things she had seen, especially the glorious moment when she and her grandmother flew to the sky to read the happiness